Hockey is obviously an extremely physical sport, and with that physicality comes great responsibility. Some players are able to keep their emotions in check, while others have been known to let those emotions take the wheel and act out in ways that only ever end up hurting their own teams. Now, we're not saying the players on this list are the worst players to ever touch the ice in the NHL, but what we are saying is that some of them may have some anger issues. Here are the top 6 angriest players in NHL history. Marty McSorley. Marty McSorley spent the majority of his NHL career serving as Wayne Gretzky's personal protector. Whenever anyone posed a threat to the Great One, McSorley was tasked with ensuring that the opposing team would answer the bell. Throughout his 17-season NHL journey, McSorley accumulated an impressive total of 3,381 penalty minutes, frequently engaging in physical altercations. The defining moment that sealed McSorley's legacy occurred when he delivered a forceful blow to the head of Vancouver's Donald Brashear, ultimately bringing an end to his own playing career. Consequently, McSorley was convicted of assault with a weapon and subsequently suspended for the remainder of the 1999-2000 season. Following this incident, McSorley never had the opportunity to participate in another NHL game. Billy Smith. Billy Smith joined the expansion Islanders in the 1972-73 season, during which the team established a reputation for losing. Due to the inadequate defense in front of him and his fiercely competitive nature, Billy Smith adopted a strategy of safeguarding the area in front of his own goal crease by skillfully wielding his sizable goalie stick, not caring who was in front of him, even hitting Wayne Gretzky, the Great One himself. His relentless approach earned him the moniker Batlin Billy. Smith's exceptional skills did contribute to the Islanders' improvement as a team. By 1980, both Smith and the Islanders had reached the pinnacle of hockey success, clinching their first of their 4 consecutive Stanley Cup championships. Smith's intense competitive spirit was evident in his decision to abstain from participating in customary handshakes at the conclusion of a playoff series. He believed it would be contradictory and chose to remain one of the rare NHL players who declined to partake in this revered tradition of the sport. Sure, Billy Smith is a Hall of Famer, but refusing to shake the hands of your opponent, that just shows how much emotion he really played with. Alf Samuelson. When Boston Bruins fans mention Cam Neely, the name Alf Samuelson often follows closely behind. Samuelson's infamous knee-on-knee hit on Neely inflicted a severe injury that prematurely ended Neely's career. Although Samuelson accumulated 13 seasons in the NHL with over 100 penalty minutes, his reputation primarily stemmed from his provocative style and questionable hits that frequently crossed the boundaries of fair play. Mike Modano, the superstar center of the Dallas Stars, aptly described Samuelson to Sports Illustrated, saying his objective is to inflict harm. He frequently targets knees, launches aggressive attacks, and his main intention is to injure and remove players from the game. This sentiment encapsulated the widespread perception of Samuelson among numerous individuals and hockey fans. On the other hand, Samuelson did display effectiveness as a defenseman and secured 2 Stanley Cup victories with the Pittsburgh Penguins in 1991 and 1992. Brian Marchman. Brian Marchman developed a notorious reputation as a player who embraced a reckless style of hockey, often exhibiting a seemingly intentional aim to harm opposing players, particularly through knee-on-knee hits. Throughout his initial 12 seasons in the NHL, Marchman faced suspension on 13 occasions, underscoring the extent of his aggressive play. Numerous notable players, including Pavel Bure, Mike Gartner, Peter Zezel, Doug Weight, Paul Kariya, Joe Nieuwendyk, Wendell Clark, and Mike Modano fell victim to injuries resulting from collisions initiated by Marchman. Over the course of his NHL career, Marchman amassed an impressive total of 2,307 penalty minutes across 926 games played. His longevity in the league, spanning 12 seasons, can be attributed to his formidable toughness, physicality, and fearlessness in engaging opponents, even if his hits were deemed by the league and many adversaries to have crossed the boundaries of legal play. Ron Hextall. Ron Hextall stood out among goaltenders due to his distinctive approach to the game. Not only did he excel in stopping shots, but he also exhibited an affinity for playing the puck, even attempting to score goals by launching it down the ice. Additionally, Hextall possessed a fearlessness when it came to engaging in physical confrontations with opposing players. Hextall was known for delivering checks and employing his stick or pads to retaliate against opponents. Consequently, he faced multiple suspensions throughout his career, including an incident which occurred during the 1989 playoffs against Montreal. In that particular instance, Hextall instigated an attack on Chris Chelios after the series outcome had already been determined. As a result, Hextall received a 12-game suspension at the start of the following season. Further suspensions were given out to Hextall for slashing Edmonton's Kent Nielsen during the 1987 Stanley Cup Final, and another altercation involving Jim Cummings. Remarkably, Hextall became the first goaltender in NHL history to accumulate over 100 penalty minutes in a season on 2 separate occasions. Eddie Shore. Eddie Shore established himself as an exceptionally tough and ruthless hockey player. To emphasize Shore's level of ferocity, he even requested that his teammates abstain from engaging in intimate relations with their spouses before games, believing it would negatively impact their performance on the ice. Shore became embroiled in a notorious incident involving Ace Bailey as they faced off against Toronto. Shore delivered a blindsided hit on Bailey, causing severe injuries that included a fractured skull. Although Bailey survived the incident, his professional hockey career was abruptly cut short. Shore's reputation for resilience and volatile temperament reached legendary status. He engaged in altercations with 2 of his teammates during practice, resulting in an incident where his ear was nearly torn off. When a doctor attempted to reattach his severed ear, Shore actually grabbed a mirror to observe the intricate stitching process. Following the conclusion of his playing career, Shore acquired ownership of the AHL Springfield Indians. However, he garnered a reputation as a frugal and tyrannical owner. One example of his mean-spirited behavior was evident in the treatment of goaltenders. Shore disapproved of goaltenders flopping on the ice or straying from their crease. To enforce discipline, he resorted to tying a noose around their necks during practice, ensuring that any disobedience would result in choking. Shore was epitomized as the epitome of old-time hockey, as depicted in the movie Slapshot, earning him the distinction of being considered the most malicious player in NHL history. Thanks for watching our videos. Don't forget to leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button.